What we're seeing here is like there are new opportunities, new answers, new solutions, new things that are coming to your attention, that are coming your direction. So hey, welcome to your 2023 February reading for your sun, moon, or rising sign. If this resonates with you, give the video a like, share it, turn on the notification bells, subscribe. I have a lot more new content that's coming out besides the monthlies. I'm doing new and full moon readings. I do live streaming. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out the community page because I have a schedule up there of what's going on when. And if you're watching this on Rumble, then just follow all the links for everywhere to find me on social media. So otherwise, let's just get into it. Let's find out what's going on for you this month. Let's not waste any time. Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your 2023 February reading. So let's get right into it. We're going to take a look at the progression of the month for you, see what is coming up as a challenge, and then what kind of spiritual advice you are getting. So let's take a look at the progression of the month. What's coming up as a challenge and spiritual advice. Feeling that card right there. Okay. So let's find out what's going on for you this month. Okay, so here is the progression of the month. I love that we're starting off with an Ace of Pentacles, moving into King of Wands. Ooh, okay, yeah, I like this. This is looking pretty good. Like I'm liking the progression. It feels like a build. Knight of Cups as a challenge, and we have the Hierophant as your spiritual advice. So interesting. I don't know if any of you are studying in a course or something like that, but let's get into it. Let's start with the Ace of Pentacles and see what's going on here. So, you know, if you're not so familiar, forgive me if I'm kind of explaining things so that you have an understanding of it. So for anyone who's kind of new to it, they get it. But the Ace of Pentacles, really what we're seeing here is like there are new opportunities, new answers, new solutions, new things that are coming to your attention, that are coming your direction. So I feel like the beginning of February, you know, we're coming into this month with like already having all the planets direct. Things are starting to get moving, you know, just like when things come direct, it's not like they just speed right all up again. So we're feeling the progression of things. And I think with that movement, with the energy of movement, we're going to have some new opportunities coming in for you, Capricorn. So let's take a look at also what we have coming in mid-month. Noticing that the lighting in here, like I've been losing lighting as I've been filming. Let me see if I can turn that up a little bit for us. That's a little bit better. So with the King of Wands, I'm seeing here that, you know, there is this need for you to be able to trust in your intuition. King of Wands definitely has a sense of what he wants to create, where he's going next. So I think that moving through this, I'm just seeing, you know, you're getting some opportunities that are coming through here and needing to kind of use your intuition, use your creativity to know which direction you want to go in, so that when you jump up and you move to make things, you're making things move in a way that is not too hasty, but with intention and purpose. You know, there still needs to be action and movement forward. It's just that with intention and purpose. I feel like the Kings are a more mature energy, a more mature version of, you know, using our intuition, using our creativity, using our passion. We come into the end of the month and it's like I believe you're going through this rite of passage. Now, for some people, could this mean, you know, it's like the finish line. It almost looks like a finish line, right? So it might be that you're like completing something. Some of you might be dealing with property, a physical move. You might be actually moving someplace. And for some of you who are dealing with a relationship, this could be moving things to the next level. This card overall is a rite of passage card. So that looks very different. It doesn't have to be like going from a relationship to marriage. This can also just be moving from some part of like the company into like getting a promotion, or moving from living at home if you're really much younger to living in your first apartment, or moving in with a partner for the first time, or, you know, things of that nature. So you're just moving to a next level. It's a completion of one cycle because it would have to be in order for you to move up and move on to the next, right? So there's an up level, there's a coming up with this energy. And I love it because you're starting out with with opportunities and things coming through. This is also a card some people might say is a card of like manifestation, of materialization. We are looking at like this could be affecting your coins, your money. This could be affecting your physical resources, right? Where you physically live. So I just see this progression coming through. I really like it for as you're coming through the month. Like you're just kind of deciding, I think, what you want to build, what you're doing with this, and also completing certain things. I think utilizing the energy from the beginning of this month to move things forward by the end of the month as you're about to move into March, essentially. When we look at the challenge and what's coming up as a challenge for you, I think that this is just like you might be feeling a little bit blocked or maybe confused or not so clear on how to move forward in a way that honors what it is that you really truly want. You know, the Knight of Cups it's a card, I mean, all the knights are a card of action, right? So the Knight of Cups is moving towards something that you, and with the cups, it's like something that emotionally feels fulfilling, that feels nurturing, that feels like what you want, right? So this is a card of moving towards what you want. And I think that there is a blockage here that's coming up. Perhaps that's why in the middle of the month, once you have some of these opportunities showing up, you're in this place of like needing to be tapped into your intuition. I mean, the intuition comes through with fire and creativity as well, but intuition is big with the water, with the cups as well. So I feel like there is something that feels like it's in the way, or feeling like there are obstacles, or maybe even feeling like maybe there are too many options and you're just having difficulty figuring out and feeling into which one of these is the direction, the pathway that you want to be taking. Like, how do you want to go forward and create these things that you want for yourself? And the spiritual advice that I'm seeing that's coming through, I feel like this is immediately when I saw this card, the first thing I thought is that I think it's going to be helpful for you this month to seek out a mentor, a teacher, some sagacious counsel from somebody who's been a little bit ahead of where you are with whatever this is, whether this has to do with relationship or it has to do with business, whatever it has to do with, right? So I'm seeing this is something where it's just seeking out someone who is further along in the path, that has gone through it. I mean, and this is one thing that I want to say, and I've said it before, and I'll say it probably many times going forward. When you're seeking out advice and when you're seeking counsel from people, you want to make sure that, I mean, not to say that people who have not made it to the other side, or that aren't successful at what it is that you want to be successful at, don't have wisdom and value, you know, like even if they haven't made it quite so far, they might have wisdom from what they've tried that hasn't really worked, or what they've learned along the way, which is lovely. And also, I think it's really important to make sure that when we're asking for advice, or when we're learning from other people or choosing mentors, that they have been able to, they can take us from point A to point B, right? Because they're already at point B. So I just want to say that as well. And then if this is with a relationship, I'm definitely getting, you know, if this is for a relationship, for like romantic relationship, for some of you Capricorns out there, I see this as like, this is possible marriage vibes right here. Especially you've got the Hierophant to the Four of Wands here. You know, I mean, yes, this can also symbolize, like I said, that completion of a cycle, moving on like up into a next cycle, like a rite of passage, and also can be like feeling a sense of freedom and you know, with that completion, right? Feeling a sense of happiness and joy that comes from that. The Hierophant can sometimes represent marriage specifically because it can kind of refer to the social structures that we have in life, you know, the things that we as a society have just taken for granted as like, oh, this is the way it is. While that can be constricting and restrictive in some ways, in a position where it's helpful, like this could be actually something very joyous, where maybe you want to like move into that next level contract with your partner. Maybe you're wanting to have the progression of that go into something like marriage, right? Or some kind of like handfasting commitment or something like that, right? So just for relationships, just want to put that out there, that if this is for relationships, I could definitely see going back from the beginning of the month that this is somebody coming in, like there is somebody new coming through and coming in. Possibly having this be a fire sign. This could be someone who's a fire sign, definitely someone who would be more mature kind of energy in this way. Although, you know, just with this particular card, like you know, there are shadow aspects to that as well. They could also be really passionate and amazing and in one sense, and intuitive and creative and inspiring. And then on the other side, you know, they might be a little hot tempered or, you know, quick to kind of cut, you know, in those ways. Not in the same way that swords does it, but just, you know, just to say. But like, you know, this might be describing somebody new coming in, someone who's like passionate or exciting, or someone who's, you know, who inspires you, someone who is charming, right? And like in whatever way, you know, and not saying male, female, you know, or non-binary or whoever, like the suit or the representation on the card, this is, you know, created at different times, so that doesn't really matter. It's just that this is a person that's possibly coming through. Could be an earth sign, could be. But that it like can progress into something, like maybe this is moving the relationship forward in some way, or moving this, like it starts to feel like it's moving forward quickly in some way. Or if it's more established, then I would see this kind of like coming through as like solidifying, creating more foundation, moving on to some next level, and in some way like a next level that seems like what we accept as society as like a progression of like serious relationships. So just to put that out there, just want to say that. Otherwise, just go with what I was saying before. Apply this to how it applies for you. You know, this is a collective reading for sun, moon, or rising. And if you are not totally resonating with this month, I mean, you can always get a personal reading. That's honestly the best way to get a specific one. But definitely check out if this is your sun sign, check out your rising sign, check out your moon sign. And I'll have that somewhere in the end cards so that you can just like go to the playlist and check out whichever ones you want to. Thanks for being here, Capricorn. I hope that this is helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.